Hey, so let's talk about this show, Erased. I was searching through YouTube. I wanted to find a show that was just one season, about 10, 12 episodes so you could just watch, enjoy, and be done with. And I came across this show called Erased. Never heard of it, had no idea what it was about. I just went to episode one, pressed play, and holy cow, this show is really awesome. It gives me such weird feelings because you just feel like bad things are going to happen at any time. And they kind of go through stuff that it just makes you feel like normal. Things are normal and fine and happy. Here's what they do: they play this ambient music that's just very lighthearted. And then all of a sudden, it will just stop. And all you hear is the wind, maybe birds in the background or a car going by. And you're like, uh oh, what's going to happen? And this feeling, it reminds me of like video games when you're walking through and the music's playing in the back as you're walking around town. And then you go to another area and there's no music playing and all you hear is the wind, you're like, oh, what's about to happen? And this show does that all the time, where you're just like, all right, we're at school with the kids, things are fine. Wait, why did the music stop? What's gonna happen? So, yeah, it's got me on the edge of my seat. It's like, oh no, something's bad gonna happen. And you know bad things are gonna happen, but you don't want them to. I don't know what it is with these characters. The boy, his situation with his mom in the first episode, which is nuts because he's got his powers. We find out powers. I don't know what you would call it. A gift. He's got the touch. He goes to the hospital, and then he goes home, and his mom is there, and she's like, "Yeah, I was there, but I got bored of watching you sleep." It's like, "Oh, okay, mom. Thanks a lot." His mom she feels like the kind of person who had a kid, maybe didn't want a kid, and just kept living her life as a single person. That's what it feels like. We go back in time and find out she's a really good mom, but something happened along the way to where she's really weird when she's older. And is it just me, or is there something weird about her lips? Every time I see her, I thought maybe she was older because what is he says she's 52. So I thought maybe she had like Botox or something because her lips are always like this. What's that? What did you say? And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. But then we go back in time and they're like that too. So I don't know. But then, of course, the big thing at the end where they think he saves that kid from getting kidnapped, and the guy goes to the apartment, and you're just like, oh, I mean, this show gets serious right from the very first episode. And then click, he's back, was it 18 years ago to when he's a kid? Not your normal flashback, or what do they call it? Oh, why am I blanking on the name? Revival. Yeah, so that's pretty weird. But we're going back to when, because they mentioned how when he was in fifth grade, they said kids got kidnapped and killed, and mom says something like, "You don't know what kind of danger you were really in." And the mom's kind of weird, right? Because she like always knows what he's thinking. And at first, I thought maybe she does. I don't know yet. Like she has some kind of power. We find out later she was a journalist. I don't know if investigative journalist or what, but she just seems to know a lot or have a good sixth sense about things. So yeah, the mom's pretty interesting. And at the end, she says something like she has to tell him something. Where yeah, have to talk to Satoru, set him straight about what happened back then. So that's pretty interesting. No idea what that means. But anywho, we jump forward. Sorry, I got my notes here. Episode 2, we kind of get to know the girl, Kaio, where she writes that essay about how she wished she could just be at an island or on an island by herself, no people. And that, if that's not bad enough for an 11-year-old, she also mentions, and I hope when I go there that nobody misses me or nobody cares. It doesn't hurt anybody. People just go on living their lives, not even caring that I'm gone. Like, oh, that is really messed up stuff. But then we find out later her home situation, which we see the bruises, or a bruise when she's going up the steps. But then he finds her later in the shed. What is that, episode 3? In the shed, all bruised up. And of course, the excuse, tell her, or tell him, how'd you get those bruises? I fell. Okay, okay. I mean, guess what else are you going to say with all those bruises? I fell. But then they go and they show the scene with the mom like dunking her head in the sink, putting ice in there, and that dude who I guess we find out later isn't her dad. He's sitting in there in that dark room drinking. He's like, "Don't be wasting all the ice." You're like, "Oh, this is rough, really rough stuff." And then I think that's part of why, as we get to know her more and get around her mom a little more, you start worrying about the bad things that are just going to happen. And the show messes with you with that too. Like there's that one scene where the two boys, Satoru and I think it's Kenya, they're just standing on the street talking, and then it cuts to a car. Like I think it's close in on like the tires just, and then back to talking, and you're like, oh geez, what's going to happen here? It's going to swerve off, hit somebody, or who was driving the car? But then, oh no, okay, show. You didn't have to do that. Same with the clock when it goes to midnight and it's like tick, 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 midnight. Okay, nothing happened. But yeah, that car part, I really thought something was gonna happen. You just, it's like, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. What else have we got here? Oh, the teacher. Does anybody else feel like it's the teacher? Which I think the show wants you to think it's the teacher, because then at the end of episode 3, we get that cut to the school, which is another thing this show does. Happy, 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 happy. Dom. You're like, oh, right, because he takes her out to the snow and they see the foxes and the Christmas tree. He calls it our tree, and then cut to the school, and it looks like Kenya, who's talking to the teacher in there. You're like, what is going on? What is going on? Because then Satoru has the talk with his teacher, which is also another weird thing. He's like, "Oh, you've noticed the bruises? Okay, then let me just tell you everything I know." Not like keeping it to yourself. Since you saw a bruise, let me tell you what's going on with the family, what I think, personal information and all that. But whatever, whatever. Let me see what else I got here. Oh, the weird guy, Yuki. He first says it's Yuki who gets caught and he's charged with the kidnappers, but then he always thinks it wasn't him. And again, with what the mom was saying when she got stabbed, I forget exactly, and I didn't write down all exactly she said, but it makes you feel like it wasn't Yuki. But it's very strange that this 23-year-old guy has this relationship with this boy, right? We cut to one part and he's in his house, looking at books or whatever. And he talks about how we get up early, and it's like the clock shows 17 o'clock, 5 o'clock. He's like, well, it's getting late, I better go. But it's just really weird. Oh, because then he says the thing. Well, he gets on and puts on his coat, and Yuki looks at him. He's like, oh, what did I put here? He says, oh, somehow you seem more mature. Okay. They flash to the cops. He's like, did you notice anything weird? Did he say anything that make you uncomfortable? He's like, yeah, that's pretty weird. So yeah, then they make you feel like he really did it. So I feel like they're like, I feel like they're trying to pull you in this way, make you think it's him, make you think it's this other guy. So yeah, it's all really weird. Yeah, we talked about that. And then episode 4, things are gonna go bad when things are going too well. He starts meeting her in the morning to walk her to school. She's showing little smiles. They go to the science museum or whatever. And I think at one point, either he greets her at her door, or sometime it's when she has a smile on her face. You're like, oh, things are getting too good. Things are getting too good. The happiness is building, building, building. And then that morning, when he's late and she's not there, and you're just like, oh, you knew it. You knew this was going to happen. Now, we don't know the reason why yet. Episode 4, going on to episode 5. I don't know how they would do 8 more episodes without this girl, but they're also leading to there's another kid that gets kidnapped. I hope she's not out of the show. She was starting to be so happy, and then you got to go and make her disappear. But there's something weird about the voice, the thoughts, because sometimes he talks about it like it was in the past, because he mentions that her picture is like fading back, and he says like she never came, or she never gave me the birthday present. But then there's times he's talking like he's right there, so I don't know what's going on with his voice. Is he telling us a story from the past, or is he there right now? Are we watching it, quote unquote, live as he's happening? I don't know. But this show definitely has me hooked. The quick cuts to things are fine to just oh crap, what the heck was that? Oh, and that blue butterfly. When he's riding his scooter and that blue butterfly appears, I don't think we've seen it when he's been back in the past, right? So I wonder what's up with that, the blue butterfly. But yeah, this show has, honestly, it's one of those shows, it makes you uncomfortable to watch, at least me, because you're just like, this is nothing's right here. Nothing's right. What's gonna happen? And the fact that this show will just show anything, like I said, with the bruises and getting dunked in the water, even in the bathroom, the boys are standing there and their streams are going. It's like this show will show anything. It feels like a random Netflix show that pops up. And you're like, have you seen this thing? It's just random, came out of nowhere. Because that's what this did for me. I don't know when this came out. I know the show takes place first in like 2006. I don't know when this came out, but yeah, this came out of nowhere and it is awesome. I immediately told this other guy I know at work. He's like, "Have you seen this one?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Check it out. Check it out." I hope it stays awesome. 8 more episodes to go. I don't know if I'll do another one after the 8th episode and just do 444. Maybe we'll just see what happens, what kind of craziness goes on. But I am loving it so far. Please let me know down below if you've only seen 4 episodes too, or if you've seen the whole thing, what your thoughts are. But yeah, I'm gonna watch probably tonight. I'll watch the other 4 episodes, and this is awesome. Really, really awesome. I'll catch you next time.